Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you are catching this, and welcome back to your Miracle Mindset push ups. So, let's do a quick review before we start talking about the topic for today, which is miracles. So, day number one, we learned how to start our day with spirit. Day number two, we learned about the importance of forgiveness and the three levels of forgiveness. Then, in day number three, we talked about happiness and how we really don't know our own best interests. In day number four, we talked all about the ego and its only skill that it has, which is fear, and the only belief that it has, which is in separation. And now today, we talk about miracles. So, what is a miracle? A miracle is a shift in perception from fear to love, it is a correction. And that's what I love about the course. It makes it so simple. Maybe you think a miracle is parting the Red Sea. Maybe you think a miracle is, walking on water. But a miracle is nothing more than a shift in perception from fear, the illusion, to love, which is real. That's it. And I want to give you guys an example of that, of a miracle that I experienced in my life when this was the first year I was doing the course. And I will never forget this miracle because it was amazing to me at that time. And it's still amazing to me. So I was invited to go up to Ohio. I live in Indiana, so I was invited to go to Cincinnati, Ohio, with my friend Mary Ann. And we were going to do a talk. We were going to do a spiritual talk with a group of people. And we were both super excited about it. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. And she couldn't believe it. So it was just a wonderful experience, right? So I'm driving, I asked my mom, and she's like, yeah, I'll come with you. And we take my sister because there was like a water park there. And my friend Marianne was bringing her daughter. So that way, my sister, her daughter could play. My mom could kind of like chaperone them while Marianne and myself went to go do our talk. Everything was working out. And I was like, oh my God, this is so great. And so, we drive up and we start driving to, Cincinnati, Ohio. We are almost there. I'd say we're about maybe an hour away. And we're on this long stretch of highway. And all of a sudden, the car starts shimmying. Then it starts shaking violently. So we got to, we put on the hazards. My mom pulls over, and we're sitting there just like, oh my God, like, what are we going to do? We're in a state that we don't know. We don't know if there's a garage nearby. Like, we don't know anything. And that's a scary proposition. Are we going to be stuck here? Our hotel is still about an hour away, and we only paid for 2 nights. So what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? My mom has to get back to work, by the third, by the third day. Lots of fear, right? My sister, in the back, she's kind of in her own little panic as well. My mom panicking as well. I'm panicking. We're all panicked. And so I remembered though that a miracle is a shift. So I closed my eyes and I was like, Dear God, I need a miracle. My goal for this situation, my goal is peace. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm ready for a shift. I'm ready for a miracle. I thank you so much for that miracle. And so, we just kind of sit there and, I asked my mom and I said, asked my sister, I said, let's just do this together. I said, and so I said it out loud. Our goal is peace. I said, so we all repeated it. And I said, now just repeat after me. And my mom and my sister are doing it with me. Do they fully believe it? I don't know. But they were saying it with me, which made me feel better. And so, then we kind of waited there. It was about 5 minutes. And I said, okay, mom, go ahead and start the car. And she was like, what? I'm like, just start the car. Like, let's just see what happens. It's all we can do. And so we start it, and it starts. Everything seems to be okay. But now cars are like zooming by us because it's a highway. So of course they're going to be zooming by us, right? Well, my mom's like, "Well, I don't know, I don't want to push the car and, just like zoom out there." And I said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "Remember, we prayed for a miracle." And my mom was like, "Okay." And then I said, "Just put your turn signal on." So she puts her turn signal on. Swear to you, there was like this line of 10 cars. The first one turned its turn signal on, and it was like everyone behind it was like, oh yeah, we're all going to turn our turn signals on. So they all go over to the other lane. Then it was like someone put up a blockade because there were no more cars coming. It was like there was just like a magical block. No one was coming. So we pulled out gently. We were able to, get up to the speed limit. It wasn't until we hit the exact speed limit that we see a car like just randomly appear. And there it is. And we're like, but we're going the speed limit. Everything's fine. I go do the talk. I have a beautiful time. We drive back to Indiana. Everything's good. And then it starts shimmying, shaking again. So we have to take it over to the garage that we normally take it over to. So we did. We gave it to them, and they called us the next day and like, well, it could cost upwards of like, basically $1,600. Well, that was not something that we had at that time. So once again, that fear rising up, my ego making me believe in separation, making me believe that my source is limited, making me believe that I do not have enough, making me believe in lack and scarcity, so forth and so on. So, Holy Spirit, I need a miracle here. My goal is peace. And I forgave myself for all of those thoughts of not having enough, not believing that we could have enough, so forth and so on. And I've given it over to Spirit. Spirit, here you go. Take it away, because I don't know what to do with this. And so from there, we then, they called us the next day and they said, we are so sorry. Whoever called you, I don't know who the person was, like they were mistaken. That is not for you. Your car, they said, you don't even worry about it. What we're going to do for, making you stressed. My mom called the next day and was like, well, we don't have this money. How, do you guys have like a credit card, payment plan? Like what? And who, the guy was really confused. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, Schaefer? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, I don't know who you talk to, but I am so sorry. And we're like, why? Well, like, is it going to cost more? He's like, it was a spark plug. Like, that's all it was. We literally took out the spark plug, put a new one in, and it's fine. We're like, what? He's like, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. He goes, you know what we're going to do? Don't even worry about it. He goes, we're going to clean out your, all the pipes and stuff. And then you just come in and pick it up. My mom's like, well, no, how much is it going to cost? He goes, for the inconvenience, it's free. Thank you. So we got our, basically we got our engine cleaned out and we got the spark plug replaced. All fixed for free. Not for $10, not for $20, free. Which then brings me to my next talking point, which is there is no order of difficulty in miracles. $1 and $1 trillion are exactly the same in the divine's eyes. And that's really key to remember that there is no order of difficulty in miracles. $1 and $1 trillion to the divine is nothing. It sees no difference in them. Now, we may see a difference, but once again, why do we see that difference? Because we have a belief that maybe we're really worthy of a dollar. And I can tell you from personal experience that I was all about, like, you can give me free dollars all you want. I would find, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, even sometimes dollars, but that would be it until I started to really, forgive myself for believing that I wasn't worthy of more before, and forgiving myself for believing that I could only receive that much. Well, now I find $5 bills, I find $10 bills. We actually rented a car to go because our car had finally died because of that spark plug issue. But we had rented a car and we had opened the back. So it was like there was a drink carrier back there and opened it. There was $75, just $75 chilling back there, and it was like ones, fives, tens, and I was like, oh my gosh, we just got $75 in this car. This is amazing. So there's no order of difficulty in miracles, and that's what we really have to remember. Because if you believe there is an order of difficulty in miracles, what you're actually saying is you believe your source is limited. Not only that, you're also saying that you don't believe that you are worthy of more. And what we have to remember is that the form of the miracle doesn't matter. What matters is its source. And its source is always unlimited love. That is its source. That is the source of miracles, is love. Because love is, we can call it the light. That's what love is. Love is the light. Love is the truth. And what it does is it shines its truth on the illusion here. And what happens when you shine a light on a shadow? It disappears. Now, the light doesn't fight the darkness, it doesn't beat it up. It just simply shines its light, shines the truth, and the darkness disappears. The shadow disappears. That's it. That's why the form of the miracle doesn't matter. What matters is its source. What matters is the love. And that's what a miracle is. It's that correction. It is that shift in perception from fear to love. And all miracles are maximal expressions of love. They are given 100%. Now, the reason that you are entitled to miracles, the reason that you can ask for miracles and you will receive miracles is because of what you are. What you are is connected to the divine source of all that is. You were created in the source's image and likeness. Now, this doesn't mean that, God, source, whatever you want to call it, is a big person, a big man in the sky with a big white beard. It means love made you loving, kindness made you kind, compassion made you compassionate, patience made you patient, freedom made you free. That is what the context of you are created in your image and likeness means, at least through A Course in Miracles perception, is that that's what it means. So that's why you are entitled to miracles, because you are made of love. You are love. You are a miracle in yourself, which is why miracles can be done through you. Okay, which leads me to my next point, that miracles are done through you, not by you. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Conscious miracles can be misguided. Why? Because, once again, if we look back at day 3, we don't know our own best interest. We don't know what that is. We don't know. We don't always see the big picture. So that's why it's so important that you can ask for the miracle, but don't have an agenda on what you think it should be. I just need a shift in perception. I need to not see the fear. I need to see love. That's what I want to see. And that's what we have to be determined to do in each situation. And the beautiful thing is, every situation deserves a miracle. That's why there's no order of difficulty. Ask, ask, ask for the miracle. In A Course in Miracles, it says, you do not ask too much, you ask far too little. And we do. Every situation you can have a miracle in, and it can be done through you. It's not done by you, but it is done through you. And the same thing goes for, miracles enable you to heal the sick and raise the dead because you made them. You are the author, we are the author of sickness and of death. God did not create those things. So therefore, they are not real. Therefore, they are not in alignment with love. And whatever is not in alignment with love is not real. There's actually, I believe it is one of the first lines of A Course in Miracles that says, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Only love is real. Only love. Fear is not real. And I know that, you may say, well, I see sickness. Yes, you see it, but why do you see it? Because your eyes do not see. They report back what you believe. You believe in sickness because you authored sickness. But we can begin to ask for the miracle, which is the correction of that. And it says that, because you made them, you can therefore abolish them, which means forgive them, let them go, and be like, you know what? I'm willing to see this differently. I'm willing to see love instead of the illusion. And it's not your job to necessarily say, well, I'm going to envision you whole, pure, and perfect, and now you're healed. It's more you saying, you know what? I don't know what to do here. Now I can envision you whole, pure, and perfect because that's going to help me to see the truth in you. But I am not the one doing it. I'm simply visualizing it, I'm seeing it, and I'm allowing the divine to flow through me. So that way I can begin to see, the truth. And I'm going to give you another example from my own life. So there was a time when I had a terrible toothache and I did not have insurance. And my mouth, this side of my mouth, was literally like the size of a small tomato. It was ridiculous. I had to take like 3 Advil, had to use Dentec. Uh, and yeah, I mean, that's space. Oh, and Oragel. So I had to use all those just so I could walk my dog, just so I could go outside because the pain was just ridiculous. And so I remember walking and being like, God, I need a miracle here. I don't have insurance. I don't know what to do. And I remember the guidance that I got, and I remember I was so mad when I got this guidance. Oh, I was so angry. The guidance that I received was, forgive it. I was like, "Are you what? What am I forgiving? That I have a toothache? That I have teeth? What am I forgiving?" And so I remember I went home and I had taken, my 3 Advil, my Dentec, and the Oragel, and I could at least sit. And so I began to meditate. And what I came to was I was punishing myself for not getting insurance with that toothache. That was my own subconscious way of hurting myself and being like, well, you should have done this and you didn't. So, look at you. But once again, I forgave myself. I really worked very hard on that. And when I say very hard, I simply mean I was very consistent in my practice of I forgive this. Like, this is not the truth. This is not love. God did not create pain or sickness or illness. No, I refuse that. I refuse to see that as the truth. And so, of course, I still took the practical steps. I don't want you to think I just sat in my room and meditated, but I took the practical steps. I called the dentist. Unfortunately, it was Memorial Day the next day, so they were not open. But they were kind enough to only charge me $50 for the x ray and for basically to go there and have them look at my mouth. And by the time I went on Tuesday, my mouth was the swelling was almost completely gone. And there was only the tiniest little bit of an infection left. That was it. Like, and it was done. And I thought that was the most amazing thing. And why was there still a little bit there? Well, because I still didn't fully believe, once again, my own mind, I thought there was an order of difficulty in miracles. I didn't think I could be fully healed 100%. I still thought I needed that magic pill, that whatever it was that they gave me. I still believed that I needed that to fully heal. Then I got it, and guess what? Bang, bang, boom, it was done. But I had to forgive. I had to ask for that miracle, and I had to be willing to see it differently. And I couldn't have it under my conscious control, because my conscious control would have said, okay, well, I want to be able to go to the dentist. I want it to be for free. I want this. I want that. I want, I want. I don't know my own best interests. Spirit does. Spirit can give me the guidance on what to do, which is actually what we'll be talking about tomorrow, is about guidance and how important it is to seek guidance from spirit on a consistent basis. Like I said, we do not ask too much, we ask far too little. And so that's just a basic understanding of miracles. Ask for miracles. Know that you deserve miracles. Know that you are entitled to miracles, not because of who you are, being your personality, but because of what you are, which is the truth of who you are, which is connected to the all that is, the source of all that is. And so, I give you these examples of miracles that have happened for me, not to be like, oh my God, look, Ron's so special. No, I give you these examples to let you know that they are possible, that miracles happen, and they can happen. And you can ask for them in every situation, no matter what it is. It's part of setting up your day with the divine and being basically saying, I deserve miracles. Like, I want a miraculous day. I'm ready for that miraculous day. Let me see love instead of fear. Remember, all a miracle is a shift in perception from fear to love. It is a correction of your fearful thoughts. And it is done through you, but not necessarily by you. And I want to leave you all with this last thought. So there is that story when Jesus walked on water, right? And so, then he calls out one of his disciples and he's like, keep your eyes on me, keep looking at me. And, as long as the guy is looking at the truth, which you could call the Christ, which is the Christ of consciousness within all of us, and he was fine. He could walk on the water. But the moment he looked away from the truth and looked at the illusion, maybe the stormy water, he fell. And the reason that, he kept his eye on the truth, he could do anything and everything. But the moment he took his eyes away from the truth, he looked at the illusion and he started to get sucked into it, started to believe it to be true. And so, like I said, the miracle is the shift in perception from fear to love, from illusion to truth. It is a correction. That's all that it is. And you deserve every correction. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. There's no order of it. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. Complexity is only of the ego. It is not of love. Love is simple. Love is kind. Love is gentle. That's what love is. And that's what we have to remember. Miracles should not be under your conscious control. Yes, ask for a miracle, but don't have an agenda on what you think it should be. And yes, you can have miracles performed through you because it is a correction of your mind, your misperception. And that's what we have to remember. It's so, so key to remember that miracles aren't parting the Red Sea, stopping the storm, maybe walking through fire. Those are things that are possible 100%, but a miracle is a habitual habit of always wanting to see the truth. And that's where we really want to go with this. So I thank you for joining me. I thank you for being here, and I'll see you all tomorrow for our final video on guidance.